Previously on Balls.
Brandon?
Yes, hi.
Brandon from Top Odds. Brandon, can you just say your surname for me? Is it Brandon? Zogby, that's it. Yeah. Brandon Zogby from topodds.com. They're our backers, right? They've got a site called www.topodds.com. You can go in there and you can click on a list of different bookmakers offering their odds. You can also go into the site and see me in my Orlando Pirates shirt last week saying it will be a 1-1 draw and Orlando Pirates will make it to the final. Am I right, Brandon?
Yes, you must 100% right.
I was so relieved with that one, mate. That was the best prediction of all. It was great to see Orlando Pirates make it. Is it possible, Brandon, to start with the Soweto derby as we look at the odds on this weekend's matches?
We can. The fixtures are up because Pirates played last night.
Yeah.
The betting's not out yet.
No, exactly.
They want to see who pulls up, from that game. But I can do a little bit of soul searching for you guys and see what the prices might be as we talk through the game. Well, but our Pirates have had a terrible fixture. Run of fixtures. I mean, that side. I don't know what type of squad he's got, but my goodness, where were they in Algeria?
They were in Tunisia on Saturday. It took them until Monday at 2:30 to get home because they had to go. On the way, they went via Cairo in Egypt to Tunisia. On the way back, they went through the UAE, through Dubai, I think it was. So they were travelling for 2 solid days. Roger said that the team then got together. I just spoke to Roger. He said the team then got together and they voted to stay in camp, to go straight to a hotel. They didn't go home and see their wives and children and stuff like that. They went straight into camp and then played Arrows last night and won 4-0. Probably the most impressive striking performance I've seen from Pirates this season, I would say. Those 4 goals. I suppose it was that game in Al Ahly where they won 3-1, was it? So I think Pirates are managing it well at the moment. Roger just said to me, we will hit the wall at some point. If they do win the Champions League, they've then got the World Club Cup. So we are looking at an exhausted but highly motivated Orlando Pirates side against a Kaizer Chiefs team who have Stuart Baxter has just confirmed to me that their top striker Nigel Masono is out of the derby.
Well, I watched Pirates in the Champions League, and I think their set piece was amazing. I mean, there were 2 of the best headers that I've ever seen hit towards a goal post. I mean, the guy saved and the other one went straight in, and it was good to see, that they're a well-drilled side. I'll give you a little bit of betting for the Soweto derby. Pirates are actually favourites to win the game at 13-10. The draw is 22-10, and Kaizer Chiefs are 22-10. So, if I'm a punter, I've got to sit here and say Pirates have got to be tied, and Chiefs might pull one over them. But like you say, when are they going to hit the proverbial wall? That's the question.
Yeah, and that's what Roger's saying, that at some point he does expect to hit a wall. But he does have a lot of players in reserve. He's got a few injured that will come back. But interesting, when you said about set pieces, Comfort, didn't you earlier on?
I
you were saying
raised
this.
that point earlier on, and I actually wanted to ask Roger with regards to set pieces, because it seems like they've improved quite a lot in the past couple of games when it comes to set pieces. Yeah.
Oh, they look so good. I mean, those headers, those were the Premier League goals of the month. I mean, there were solid headers hit at the goalkeeper, and they could have got a few more, Pirates.
Yeah, and you raised endurance as well. I don't know, because it seems like Pirates has a good side on the bench as well. We have Sekgolelo who was injured, and he can play the whole 90 minutes without even struggling. And then you have Masuku who comes in, who replaces him, and he plays very well as well. So,
yeah, my only concern is they're going to come up against a Chiefs side that must be fresher than them. I mean, these derbies, when they play each other, I mean, they're close encounters when both sides are fresh. And it's got to take its toll on Pirates. I don't think I could take the 13-10 Pirates. I might be edging towards the draw, yeah. But if Pirates set pieces are like they've been, I mean, they can get 2 quick goals from a couple of corners, and that's all she wrote for Chiefs.
Yeah, no, you're right. Roy Mahamut looks imperious, even without Sia Sangweni and Lucky Lakwati. They're highly experienced centre halves. They've got this Ayanda Gakaba. How do I say that? Comfort Gakaba? Kaba?
Yeah.
These 2 lads got them through in Tunisia. They got them through against Arrows last night, and they're good, strong, athletic lads, just like Roger was saying to us. Okay, Brandon, what about moving on to Europe? Anything interesting there that we could pick out?
Yeah, English Premier League. Obviously, the big game this season. This weekend, beg your pardon, Man City and Chelsea. Man City getting a win last night in the Champions League. I didn't like them to win the game. The early kickoff and Aguero. I worry about that side without Aguero in it. I don't think Negredo, has settled yet. I don't think. They bought Jovetic. I don't think he's settled yet. And Dzeko's the guy's happy to sit on the bench and get a game now and then. So if Aguero doesn't play, which I'm sure he will play, they could have a couple of problems. But Chelsea also very impressive. I thought they were a very, very good bet on Tuesday night. 13-10 our bookmakers were offering on top of it, and they went and won away. I think it was 3-0 in the Champions League.
They did. And so Torres twice as well, yeah.
I think Mourinho is getting them to where he wants them to be. I was having a look at the league table, and the start Chelsea's had, they're only 2 points behind the leaders. That's losing games at home and drawing. So, I think he's reining in the Arsenal slowly. And if we have a look at the betting at this game, Chelsea and Man City, Chelsea are at home. LM Bookmaker offering 29-20, that's the best price. World Sports betting 14-10. And Man City at 21-10, so just over 2-1. Both bookmakers offering the same there. I'm not sure how you see the fixture, Neil.
It is the fixture of the weekend. You've got two sides in form, two sides chasing the title, and both highly fancied for the Champions League. Comfort is a Man City fan, my producer. And Comfort loves Aguero, don't you? And Comfort, the first thing he said today was, Kun Aguero got to play. And Will also agreed with you, didn't he? Will in the office, they're both telling me all about Aguero. Not that I care about Man City at all. But you're right. Chelsea also back to where Mourinho wants them. With this Pellegrini at Man City, it seems to have pulled things together quite quickly. Mourinho took a little bit of a dip after the first couple of games. But I definitely go Chelsea on this, Comfort. I'm sorry to say. Comfort, how do you feel about Sunday's big game? He's shrugging his shoulders now. He's upset because he's a Man City fan. Right, for me, the big game with Crystal Palace having Ian Holloway departed Crystal Palace yesterday by mutual consent after their difficult start to the season. Kagiso Dikachwa, our South African, has been playing quite a lot there at Palace. And it's Crystal Palace versus Arsenal on Saturday, the early game, 1:45 South African time. To me, Chelsea, Man City can fight it out all they want, but if Arsenal win, they stay top.
100%. I'm impressed with Arsenal. I know they lost to Dortmund on the weekend. On Tuesday night. But people forget Borussia Dortmund's a good side. Arsenal were in that game. It could have gone either way. I think they'll beat Crystal Palace. I think especially once you've lost the manager. And I'll never understand something in the English Premier League. They interviewed Ian Holloway after the match, and he was talking about how much the chairman of the club loved him, and they're getting on and his plans for the future, and then he's sacked on the Tuesday. Well, a mutual agreement.
A mutual consent.
I have no idea why you'd come out and say, we've bought all these players, and then, this is the future, and we'll get out of it, and then bang, you're not the manager anymore. Did he not get them there? He did get them there. He was the manager in the championship.
Well, he took over from the Scottish guy. I can't remember his name now. And Kagiso KG was there a year and a half ago. He took over and took them up. But they did come up through the playoffs, which is always the tight way to come up. And normally the side that comes up through the playoffs will be in trouble the next year. They didn't do an awful lot of signing. They didn't do enough signing. And obviously lost Wilfried Zaha, their their playmaker. Went after spending some time on loan, having been signed by Man United. He now isn't there at all. And the great tragedy of it, the Wilfried Zaha isn't playing for anyone at the moment because David Moyes has his ways at Man United. Very strange, very, very strange.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, Arsenal, LM Bookmaker offering 4-10, again the best price. World Sport betting 7-20. I can't see Arsenal losing this. I think they'll go there and they'll cruise past Crystal Palace and they'll remain top of the table. You want to have a look at the Manchester United game versus Stoke. It's been a long time since United haven't won, 2 games in a row.
Is that Man United? Is that mid-table side? Aren't they? Manchester United. They play in red, and are they 9th, 8th, something like that? Yeah, mid-table side.
suppose in 20 years you got to take flack sometime, and I think the Man United fans are doing that at the moment. They've been very, very quiet. But I mean, so Alex Ferguson comes out now and he's ruffled a little bit of feathers, making comments about Roy Keane and saying Wayne Rooney is mostly unfit and takes a long time to learn certain things. So, and I think Rooney proved him, came out last night to make a statement, and he played very, very well for United. And I think Manchester United will beat Stoke. They are at home again. I mean, I think Moyes' away record is better than his home record at the moment. And I'm just worried that they don't seem to be able to score goals. I mean, the United of old 4-5 past the side, especially Sociedad. I mean, geez, we hit the bar twice. I just think David Moyes doesn't know what his best side is yet. And with Van Persie not there, I think Rooney needs to step up to the plate, which he's done. But I think Man United will win. They're 7-20. And I don't know how this Stoke under Mark Hughes have been performing lately.
Well, they're 16th. They got 1-2 drawn, 2 lost, 4. Stoke trying to get rid of that tag of being, a rugby side they used to call them, play the long ball, play the long throw in, break people's legs occasionally, that kind of thing, under Tony Pulis. So, well, that's how they were seen. And Mark Hughes is trying to bring back some kind of football. They're struggling. They're basically 1 point off relegation. But ironically, if Stoke were to beat Manchester United, they go level with them on 11 points. And one thing I would say to you, that Wayne Rooney on BBC today and in his press conference after the game last night came out very strongly and said how much he's enjoying life under David Moyes, who he slagged off in an autobiography once. So very interesting that the Sir Alex Ferguson book might just serve to stir things up at Man United and might actually help the shadow of, or the ghost of Alex Ferguson writing that biography, where the David Beckham stuff was brilliant. He said that David Beckham was the only person I ever came across that thought he was bigger than the club, and he cared more about fame outside football, and the minute he married Victoria he was finished. Fascinating stuff from Sir Alex Ferguson, and of course a whole lot of bollocks, because Sir Alex Ferguson, the way he treated Sir David Beckham towards the end of his career, I thought was quite interesting. Sir Alex Ferguson always had to be the biggest character, and I think David Moyes is struggling to achieve that at Manchester United at the moment.
Yeah, I think it'll take David Moyes time. Like you say, no one was bigger than the club besides Sir Alex. Now he's not there. And, I mean, that book reveals, a lot of guys, if they weren't on terms with him, they went, except for Wayne Rooney. So that tells you what type of player Wayne Rooney is. I mean, he must be fundamental in the plans of Manchester United if Sir Alex didn't let him go. But I think they'll win this weekend. I want to just shift our attention away from England and let's go to Spain.
Yeah,
good. It's El Clasico this weekend.
Oh, what's El Clasico? Is that Real Sociedad and Bilbao? Hey?
Barcelona.
Hey? Oh no, it isn't, is it?
I don't know.
2 club league. No, it's great. Yeah, go on.
Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Okay.
At Barcelona, the new camp. Jeez, it's the first time they're meeting this year. I mean, the Mourinho factor's gone, the Guardiola factor, he's not there anymore. 2 new guys against each other. Barcelona drawing in the Champions League, I thought they'd win that game.
Yeah.
And they didn't. Real Madrid won. Ronaldo scoring again, I think.
Both goals, against Juventus. I mean, that's a massive win. That's a massive, massive win.
You know what? I thought they'd win at home. They should be winning those kind of games at home if they want to challenge. Ancelotti's a wily old manager. I think he did well under Chelsea. They should never have got rid of him. I mean, in his first season, I think he won the league.
Yes.
And he knows how to win Champions League. I mean, he's done it with AC Milan. I remember a game against Manchester United when Kaká ripped us apart and he was the manager. So, I mean, he knows how to win Champions Leagues. If you want to have a look at the betting quickly, just before we discuss the permutations, LM Bookmaker 8-10, World Sports Betting 8-10, both on Barcelona. They're favourites to win the game. The draw's out at 28-10, and on top of it you can get 34-10 and 33-10 respectively. LM Bookmaker and World Sports Betting on Real Madrid. So how's that going to go, Neil?
Mate, first tell me, I'm just going to Twitter, who do you fancy? Just tell me in one line.
I think Barcelona will win. And you can tweet that. You can tweet that to everyone, and even a broken watch gets the time right twice a week. So I think Barcelona will win, and they'll win comfortably.
Comfortably. I'm just going to put that in now, just so people can start to discuss it on Twitter. I obviously, I'm fascinated by the tribal element of the Barcelona-Real Madrid thing, where it's much more than a football game. It's all about being a Catalonian or a Castilian, and then you've got the northern sides that are Basque. I'm tired of Barcelona and Real Madrid dominating the Spanish league, just like I used to get tired of Rangers and Celtic in Scotland. Atletico Madrid, quietly this season, under Diego Simeone, the Argentinian, and without Falcao, the lad who they sold to Monaco over the summer, Atletico Madrid are 1 point behind Barcelona. Real Madrid are 3 points behind. They're in third place. Barcelona played 9, won 8, drawn 1, 25. I would love to see Real Madrid beat Barcelona and Atletico Madrid go top, because when was the last time anyone other than Barcelona or Real Madrid were top of the Spanish La Liga for any period of time? There might have been a couple of quick glitches, but I'd like to see Barcelona lose purely for that reason, to see Atletico, the unfashionable Madrid side, go top of that Spanish La Liga for once.
Well, what we hope is going to happen and what's going to happen. I mean, we hope England win the Soccer World Cup, but I mean, I think this Barcelona side at home, they're going to...
Brandon, please don't say that. Brandon, I get so much stick from South African blokes saying, well, England will never win the World Cup. I never said they would. I'm just glad they qualified. Comfort's laughing at me again.
I'm not saying you say they'll win the World Cup.
I know they won't win the World Cup.
That hope is always there. I mean, geez, wouldn't you love to be wrong and England march on?
Of course. And it would be great to Steve Gerrard in his wheelchair and Frank Lampard with his Zimmer frame lifting the World Cup, and John Terry wearing an old suit. We always hope that the sides will break the pattern. I think people don't understand that about football journalists, is that often our main aim isn't to denigrate great sides. And everyone accused me of sometimes slagging off Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, Man United. It's when you're a football journalist, you like to see the upset, you like to see the giant kill, and that's why we talk odds. Because if you can pick that giant falling, if you can pick that strange result, then you'll make a fortune in sports betting, and that's what we're always looking for. That side like Atletico Madrid at the moment, like Southampton. Who picked Southampton out to have such a great start to the season? Nobody. And that's finding those kind of people. Like me picking Amazulu out and saying they're going to have a great season, and then they lose 7-1. Absolutely classic. That's what we're always looking for.
100%. And I mean, you wouldn't be in betting if you're going to back the favourites all the time. I totally agree with you. Yeah. But I think Barcelona at home will win. I mean, gee whiz to go. They've got 9 games and drawn 1. They've won the other 8. It's very hard to beat them there. I don't know if Real Madrid are a good side, but I think he's still on them, and it's Mourinho's team that he's thinking around.
That's right. Absolutely.
So any side that gets a new manager, I mean, the guy that took over from Tito Villanova at Barcelona, I mean, that side last season, I thought, we're trying to shake the Guardiola factor, and they did that. But it wasn't the Barcelona of old, and I think they're getting back to where they're supposed to be.
Well, this is the thing that most people forget. Gerardo Martino was basically brought in because Lionel Messi said, "Oh, the Argentina manager's very good," so they got him in. That was my little man voice, and so Real Madrid and Barcelona both have new managers, and Barcelona surprisingly drew this week, and Real Madrid beat Juventus. The old lady also upset in Serie A over the weekend, I saw, and I think that this is Real Madrid's chance to take an El Clasico in the wake of Jose Mourinho's kind of tidal wave of abuse from the Spanish press. Jose, great to see him doing well at Chelsea, but I would like to see Real Madrid show Barcelona a thing or two. I think that we overestimate Barcelona's excellence. We underestimate the amount of play acting and the number of penalties they get at the Nou Camp. And I'm absolutely slagging off Barcelona, knowing that on Twitter everyone's going to have a right go at me now. But that's how I'd like to see it. And that's what sports journalists are about, is about looking for the upset and then sticking your boot into it. And unfortunately, that's how we work. That's how I work anyway.
So let's put it this way. Messi penalty on 90 minutes to win for Barcelona.
Don't do that to me. I hate that. If Barcelona get a penalty to win it, I will actually come on next Thursday and I'll wear a Real Madrid top with a big rude word written on it. Okay, that's what I'll do.
We'll hold you to that.
Hey, Brandon. All right, mate. Great stuff. Is there any last one you want to grace?
Let's just have a look quickly at the Currie Cup final.
That.
South Africans will be interested in that. Western Province versus the Sharks. I don't know if you guys follow the Currie Cup. I do.
Yeah, no, I follow it.
Go Sharks.
I don't tell anyone, but I do follow it.
I think Western Province are a racing certainty this weekend.
Yeah.
Geez, I think they've built up to this moment to have the home final. I mean, they were very impressive last week. They gave the Lions a good hiding. And he hasn't changed his side. I mean, he's kept the side right through the tournament. The Springboks came back. I don't think he's flooded the side with them. He's done enough, to get them there. And I think they'll win. They're 6-10 with Alan Bookmaker. World Sports Betting having the best price here. At 7-10, get on Western Province.
No, mate.
Go Sox!
Well, I think everyone here a Sharks fan? I think most of us are, aren't we? I don't know what Simon out there, the one that does all the funny voices on the rugby panel.
He's a VP boy.
Is he a WP boy as well? I just think calling yourselves WP is a little bit kind of sad. And I have got a blue and white hoop shirt at home, and that's a QPR shirt, not a Western Province shirt. I need to say that I've supported the Sharks ever since in the mid-'80s. I was consigned to the Natal Mercury and had to cover Natal, as they were called at the time, in the B section of the Currie Cup. And they used to get crowds of about 4,000. No one ever believes me when I say that. They used to get no one to watch. There were no barbecues outside. There were just a whole lot of not very good players in black and white shirts. And they have resurrected themselves, and I always hope the Sharks do well.
Well, like I said again, the hope is one thing, and what's going to happen is another. If you just want to have a look at the spread in that game, I mean, Western Province -3.5, Sharks +3.5. Once again, let's just explain that to the punter. Like, for example, Neil, you like the Sharks. They might not win the game, but you think the game will be close. You can back them with a 3-point start, meaning Western Province have to beat the Sharks by 4 points for you to lose. Yeah. So that might be the way to go, but I think Province will win the Currie Cup, which they haven't done in a long, long time. True. And I honestly thought they'd win it before the Lions won it again, and that hasn't been the case. So,
amazing. Isn't it?
Old Doc Craven used to say, when Western Cape Rugby's playing well, the Boks are playing well. So maybe that'll bode well for the end of the year.
All right, mate. We're going to have to differ on that one. Luckily, I'm not a rugby pundit or a cricket pundit. Otherwise, I get into trouble all the time. All right, mate. Listen, Brandon, great stuff as always. Let's have a look at that next week. Let's have a look at just finally. Who would you put your money on with Chiefs and Pirates again? Who did you say?
I think I'll back the draw there.
You back the draw, okay.
Go for the draw there.
Good. Comfort. Just let me ask Comfort.
Pirates.
Yeah, see, I'm going Pirates as well. All right, Brandon. Well, we will rehash this next week and let's see where it goes.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Neil.
Great stuff, Brandon. Good stuff. Cheers, mate.
Bye.
See ya.
This is Bulls Visual Radio.